what are personal effects? Those goods that a company, that passenger or individual family group provides that by their amount or value cannot be considered commercial and are spent from payment of taxes to foreign trade, tariffs, surcharges, and submission of authorizations, permits, license, and import records. But what we consider personal effects? We have clothing, toiletries, grooming items, jewelry, customs, jewelry, personal adornment, and home decor. Books, magazine, photography material, and printed or manuscript documents. Processed food, properly sealed or vacuum packaged food and goods for children. Portable instruments, medication, vitamins, and dietary supplements. For the case of medications must be accompanied by the respective nation offering medical prescription. In the case of food supplements, maximum 4 kilograms, and campaign wear per passenger or family group. Suitcase for purse or luggage. A campaign wear per passenger or family group. Compact discs of video, music, and data that can be normally transported by a person. Maximum 2 live domestic animals as pets, and maximum 2 musical instruments. Maximum 3 items used in different sports. Toys or accessories that can be normally transported by a person. In case of passenger over 8 years of age, maximum 2 liters of alcoholic beverages, 20 packs of cigarettes of 20 units, 1 pound of tobacco, and 25 units of cigars of cigarettes. Maximum 10 video games understood as case, CDs, or similar. Maximum 3 portable electrical appliances for domestic use per passenger or family group. 300 milliliters of perfume per passenger, or 600 milliliters of perfume per family group, contained in new bottles. And also consider personal effects are up to 1 new unit and 1 usage of the following items: cell phone, photography camera, VCR or camcorder, digital receiver and or portable imaging, video or sound player for home use, satellite phone, electronic agenda or personal computer in tablet, portable global for seating, GPS, equipment for personal use, laptop, computer and or its peripherals, mouse, hearing aids and the like, console for video games and maximum 2 accessories whether for this portable or not, electronic calculator, TV up 32, computer monitor up to 24, desktop computer, desktop printer for domestic use whose value does not spend the $300, binoculars, telescope, projection apparatus or home screen, and telephone or fax. Drone whose value does not exceed $1,500.
Productive structure. Considering that the country is now transforming its productive structure, which requires incorporating and developing new use for land, it is critical to reform the interrelationships between the natural and human systems. Therefore, it is important to consider the land's reception capacity, which determines whether it is compatible or not with a certain productive use, as well its natural resource. The great natural wealth in this country, which is tied to the incredible diversity, must be used. Sustainable urban agglomeration create advantage for productive activities. This advantage is hierarchized between human settlement networks, and when they promote stronger networks for complementarity and synergy. To complement the functional economic special analysis, the national territorial strategy considers each of the district strategy sectors and their future potential within the context of the productive structure transformations, to establish strategies to make their purpose viable and ensure their sustainability over time. As part of the strategy to transform the productive structure and based on the importance of the strategic sectors, the central government is promoting several national projects of a strategic nature, including Pañacocha and Pungarayacu, hydrocarbon projects, Mirador, Fruta del Norte, San Carlos, Pananza, Río Blanco, Loma Larga, mining projects, Chone, Daubín, Bulu Bulu, and Baba Multipurpose Project, and Coca-Cola Sinclair, Mandariacu, Quijos, Masardudas, Termoeléctrica Esmeralda 2, and Thermogas Machala Electrical Generation Project, to the list main ones. Thank you.
The subsidy. According to the dictionary of the Royal Academy, he understands himself for subsidy derived from the Latin subsidium, or project welfare presentation of economic character and of certain durations. Subsidy of unemployment or contribution imposed of the trade and on the industry. In the economic current language, the subsidies are applied to stimulate artificially the consumption or the production of a good or service. They are mechanisms opposed to the taxes. Generally, the application of specific subsidies to the consumption or to the production of a product anyone has his origins in the intention of the state of reaching social goals or favor for different reasons to certain persons, activities or zone of a country. Also, the private company are in the habit of being granted from the state in order to prevent positive increase of rate from coming to the final consumers of the products or service that they provide, and his way protecting the regional economy, principally in the push of inflation. For the liberal economists, they are artificial mechanisms to modify the attainment of resources of the economy, to which they take like harmful to the normal development of the same one, since they think that the assignment of resources must be affected for the market. A subsidy is a difference between the real price of a good or service and the real price received from the consumers of this good or service. Reverse type of subsidy exercise. They can be 1. A direct subsidy and 2. Indirect subsidy. And direct subsidy is when the government pays directly a part of the service to some consumers. At best, the subsidy must appear inside the invoice as a reduction to the normal price, indicating the one who pays in it and which is the base of the calculation. And the indirect subsidy is between different authors, but in this case, the company calculates his general rate that covers the total cost, but doesn't receive the same amount from all clients. Some of them pay more than the royal cost to allow that others should pay less. There is a need of the government put anything of the cost of this subsidy, since the total revenue of the company is kept equal. The sector is it in charity isn't behind society, but some others who it is supported are the less needy. They are subsiding the consumption of other authors, dumping subsidies and compensatory measures. In the last years, members of the WTO, World Organization of the Trade, have had to implement reforms in its trade policies in order to join the agreement that in the frame of the above mentioned organization have been agreed. The disposition you have to see with the liberation of the commercial barriers. It seems also that there is another type measures of they add importance is a question that is appeared in order to compensate this loyal practice of the exporting countries as the dumping and the subsidies that affect seriously the national offer. The countries members of the WTO are ruled by the regulation of societies and compensatory rights by means of procedures to treat the import to price of dumping and subsidies. The WTO authorizes to the countries to impose compensatory duties of the import of products that they benefit with the disloyal price of dumping. Only in those instances where the investigation confirms the allegation of which such imports and causing property damage to the national industry. Therefore, the countries are seen in the need to create instances to initiate such investigations. Some of them are done by request of some industries that invoke harm caused by the import, and others comply to rules here simply independent for the above mentioned requests.
We hope this information has been helpful. Thank you.